Hey, what's up, everyone? I hope you're having a blessed day. We've got another interesting SEC matchup between the Razorbacks of Arkansas and the Tigers of Auburn on Saturday inside Jordan-Hare at 11 a.m. Central Time. So with all that said, let's dive right into it. Both teams come into this contest with some pretty poor looking defenses, to say the least. I'll read you some stats real quick. Auburn is 83rd in the country in points allowed at around 28 per game. They are 81st in the country in total defense, 19th in the country in passing yards surrendered, but 119th in rushing yards surrendered at around 204 per game. And you could easily argue that somehow Arkansas's defense is even worse, surrendering 32 points per game, good for 115th nationally. They're 120th in total defense, 128th in passing defense, and 64th in rushing defense. Needless to say, neither one of these defenses really look like they have a pulse. Now, offensively is where you really start to see these two teams differ, as Arkansas has a distinct advantage in every category. Arkansas averages 32 points per game, Auburn only 22. Arkansas is 14th in the country in total offense, Auburn is 80th. In pass offense, Arkansas is 61st, Auburn is 102nd. And then the Hogs also boast the number 9 rushing attack in the country, whereas Auburn ranks 56th in that category. So if you're looking at the offensive and defensive matchups between these two opposing teams, if you're following along, you see that neither one of these defenses are very good, but Arkansas is exceptionally bad at stopping the pass, whereas Auburn is exceptionally bad at stopping the run. You've got the matchup of Arkansas's atrocious 128th ranked passing defense versus the mediocre passing attack of Auburn's offense. Then on the flip side, you've got the atrocious 119th ranked rushing defense of Auburn taking on the powerful 9th ranked rushing attack of Arkansas. I don't think you have to be a rocket scientist to figure out which of these teams is better equipped to attack the opposing team's biggest weakness defensively. So as I've already adequately noted and emphasized, neither one of these defenses are particularly good at anything outside of perhaps getting pressure on the quarterback. So then you begin to break down the capabilities of each of these offenses. And once you've done so, I think it's pretty evident why Arkansas should be favored in this game despite being the road team. Probably the biggest key for these two teams to win this game, as cliche as it may be to say, is to win the turnover battle, especially if you're Auburn. Arkansas is dead even in turnover margin, which is far from good, but conversely, Auburn is dead last in that category at -11. They average giving up 1.5 more turnovers than their opponents per game. With the way that these two defenses have struggled mightily this season, they both cannot afford to turn the ball over, and they cannot afford to not capitalize when the opportunities to force turnovers present themselves. If both of these teams are dead even in turnovers, I think you'll likely see Arkansas win a close one. If Auburn can outright win the turnover battle, I think they'll put themselves in a good position. And if Arkansas can outright win the turnover battle, I think you might see them win comfortably. It'll be interesting to see what kind of game plan and how each defensive coordinator elects to attack the opposing team's offense. Both Auburn and Arkansas have some very talented running backs and the potential to be very effective on the ground. The Tigers have Tank Bigsby and Jarquez Hunter, two of the best in the league. Arkansas has the SEC's leading rusher in Raheem Rocket Sander, as well as some other great backs behind him like A.J. Green, Rashad Dubinion, and Dominique Johnson. So once again, it'll be interesting to see if these DCs perhaps commit to stopping the rushing attack of the opposing offense while maybe conceding some things in the passing game, or will they just try to match up personnel-wise and mix in some wrinkles to confuse the opposing team's quarterback? This game seems to have the makings of a one-possession shootout, so obviously whatever confusion you can create, whatever aspect of the opposing team's offense you can at least limit, will be very crucial. So given that neither one of these defenses really give their team an advantage, given the fact that Arkansas's offense has been better to this point in the season, and given the fact that Arkansas looks much more capable of diversifying their plan of attack based on the way the other team is playing them, and considering the fact that Arkansas's locker room is probably in a much better place mentally than Auburn's locker room, given all the gossip and speculation that surrounds Brian Harsin on a week-to-week basis, I just think this is definitely a game that Arkansas should and will win. So for a final score, I'm going to go 34-27 Razorbacks over Tigers, although I would not be surprised if this one is higher scoring and even closer. The line currently favors Arkansas by 4 points. If you enjoy the content, please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all the love and support. Much love to you all. God bless you all. And of course, go Hogs!